We have a weekend of new and exciting energy. The sun moves signs, the moon moves signs, Pluto moves signs. And during all of this movement, the sun and Pluto do this dance in the sky as they travel forward. I mean, we are so gifted to be a part of this energy. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the cosmic energies. And together, we can gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, utilize this energy, and move forward today and every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tara with Tilly. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. Thank you for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send me each and every day. I send it right back. Welcome to the weekend focus for January the 20th and the 21st, 2024. Okay, we'll dive into the numerology first. Saturday, we have the energy of the 20. Now, the 20 is about a fork in the road, it's about turning points in our life. And yes, with this influx of new energy coming in, there will definitely be new decisions to make, new paths to step into. So it really is a fork in the road kind of energy today. 2 plus 0 is a 2. That is about contemplating, sitting in quiet contemplation and going within and understanding the magic that is within you, your talents, your abilities, your unique self. It's about seeing your true potential and bringing it out and utilizing it going forward. Now, if we look at the daily numerology for Saturday, it'd be a 1 plus a 2 plus an 8, which is an 11 energy. So we get that higher energy as well, right? We have the master number 11. So we get the 2 energy by way of the 20, the 2, and the 11 energy. So we can either tap into the lower vibration quite easily or the higher vibration quite easily. So what does the 11 ask of us? Well, first of all, it asks us to understand what has value in our life, what does not have value in our life, and to dissipate or to erase or to put into the past what no longer serves us, what no longer has value in our life. It's about making a commitment to ourselves. It's about living up to that commitment. It's about focusing on that commitment. And when we do those things, and walking with a sense of integrity, it's about stepping up to your obligations and your responsibilities, doing what must be done. And when we do those things, things can happen so quickly in our lives that drive us towards the successes that we want to see going forward. Now, on Sunday, we have the 21 energy. The 21 energy is about loose ends that need to be tied up. That, yes, there is a brand new path awaiting us, but we cannot enter it until we close some things in our life, put closure on things, put healing into things. So completions, endings, ending a chapter, getting ready to step into that brand new world that awaits us. 2 plus 1 is a 3 energy, and that is about transformation. That is about our voice. That is about our curiosity. Now, the daily numerology for Sunday would be a 1 plus a 3 plus an 8, which gives us a 12. So we come to the 3 by way of the 21 energy, but also the 12 energy. And the 12 energy is asking us to pull it back, to think things through, to be in the moment, to understand what we have control of and maybe what we don't need to have control of, or maybe where we have been pushing to gain control of something that we simply can't be in control of. And, all we deal with then is the frustration. This is pulling it back and understanding that we don't need to control that situation or that event or your environment in a certain way. The 12 energy is, being in the moment, pulling ourselves back a little bit, looking at our situations, our projects, our decisions that we're making with a new set of eyes, under a new perspective, perhaps. And 1 plus 2 is the 3, right? Now, the sun moves into Aquarius early on Saturday morning, and our attention starts to look at what is outdated in our lives. We strive for freedom, to rid ourselves from the restrictions, from the limitations that we might have in our life, or see in our life, or feel in our life, or believe in our life. And the moon enters Gemini around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have a full weekend of Gemini moon. We become curious, we become talkative, we want to learn, but we rarely stick around long enough for more than a brief overview, since something else is always there to entice us into new learning. So we're like a little child in the playground, okay, under the Gemini energy. We're in the sandbox, but then we're going down the slide, and all the swings are over there, and oh my gosh, don't forget the monkey bars, right? So we're kind of going from place to place, whatever is making us curious, we will go in that direction. We will try to infuse ourselves into it, and we will try and take back some nuggets of information, of knowledge, of wisdom. Now, the Sun and Pluto are conjunct. So let me explain how this happens, okay? The Sun and Pluto were both in Capricorn. They meet up in Capricorn. The Sun goes forward into Aquarius, and then Pluto follows in. So it is so there's a fire to the charge, right? That Sun is just one big ball of fire. And as Pluto is making this move into Aquarius during this time, it's just setting that energy on fire. So expect change to happen. Expect things to come in that makes us look at our truths, our beliefs. And some of that might be uncomfortable, okay? But do not look away from it, because it is a chance of a lifetime to step into our true potential, to step into our true selves, to get to know ourselves on a deeper level than most of society ever has a chance to. Now, I did put out a video just on this energy, because it's that intense, right? Well, nobody will ever experience what we are experiencing this weekend again in the history of mankind. I go through what happened the last time this happened, where Pluto did go into Aquarius. I also talk about the conjunction between the Sun and Pluto. And I go into each zodiac sign, because this transit is going to last for the next 20 years of our life. Now, it will pop back into Capricorn one more time before it finally comes and finally says, okay, I'm in Aquarius, forget it. So it's going to be doing this little dance back and forth still. Okay, but this is the second time in now, and we experienced a little bit of this the beginning of last year, I think till around June. So if you journal, this is the perfect time to look back to those earlier days and understand some of the things that you were starting to see in your life, some of the things that you wanted to step into. And it kind of petered away, because the energy went back into Capricorn, and we ended up finishing up some stuff that we needed to do while Pluto was in Capricorn. And we'll have a final chance to get back to some of those things. So the things that we've experienced over the last several months, we will probably be revisiting on a very deep level once again. I think it's September. It goes back into Aquarius. So this is a time to journal. I think I said this the first time it went in. If you ever want to journal, this is a time to journal, because it affects not only you personally, it's a generational kind of shift in the energy. The entire generation that is being born under the Aquarian Pluto is a class of its own, has certain traits, and you'll find that when you do astrology. Those slow moving planets affect our outer world, right? We have our personal planets. The Sun and Moon are considered planets in astrology. So we have the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all as our personal planets that we see in our daily lives more than we would see in the exterior world. And then the rest of the planets, the bigger the planet, obviously, they are more what we see in society than how it affects us. But our personal planets all talk to these big guys, so that's how it incorporates into our individual lives as well. I'm getting off track here. Pluto. Well, let's just go to the cards, shall we? I've got a blog on my website, tilly.today. I've got little videos out there. I've got a nice, I'll include it on the end here if you want to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. But let's just go to the cards because, and I broke it down into each zodiac sign in the video. So if you want a little insight to what you're going to be looking at and stepping into over the next 20 years of your life. The first several years will be the getting comfortable with it. Then we get comfortable with the energy. It starts to become the norm, but okay, underlying energy for this weekend is the Five of Swords. This is one that says you have to stand in your truth. Okay, you can't let people tear down your dreams or work against your values, your morals, what you invite into your environment. And so we have those swords up, and those swords are protection, absolutely. We stand kind of guarded. But we have to also keep in mind that we may just be digging our heels into the ground because we said it and we don't want to, it's a sense of pride. It's that unhealthy ego. Where our inner voice is saying, come on, they're right. And we're just like, nope, I ain't listening to it. No, none of it. Go away. So we could unintentionally burn bridges here by not taking in wisdom and advice from others. But remember that any kind of wisdom, any kind of advice is flavored with their own opinion. And that's all it is an opinion. You can take it to heart or you can throw it to the side. But it has to it has to be on the same vibe as you. Absolutely. So look around in your life today or this weekend and where that's happening for yourself. Where you're just kind of, even though they're probably right, you're not giving in. You're not giving them any kind of rope here or leeway because that's detrimental to you. So you want to refocus on that energy a little bit and understand why you're doing what you're doing and hopefully change it to something that aligns with you. But also you find people that you never knew you could walk forward with in such a way before. You find out that I didn't know you did that, or I didn't know you had that talent. I didn't know you liked those things. I do too. And you start to grow these new bonds with like-minded people going forward that you weren't anticipating. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles as our first card. The Nine of Pentacles says we have really reached a plateau in our development. It is time to go to the elevated path. It is time to go to the new path, the new beginnings, the new starts. Writing that new book, a blank sheet of paper. What are you going to do? And this is based off of the paths you've walked. This is, the path is one that you couldn't have walked before because you didn't have the wisdom, you didn't have the knowledge, you didn't have the learning experiences that you needed in order to stay strong and confident going forward. So it is about your new path. Absolutely. Even though we have a 9 energy here. But it's like you've reached a plateau. You've reached a point where you need to step out of and into the new experience. Maybe break through that glass ceiling. We have the Six of Cups. I just said breaking through the glass ceiling, and this card is so much about breaking through the glass ceiling. This is, if you can use the representation of those flowers being a dream, a goal, a wish, a desire that you once had, a passion. And this is your inner child here, over here. Okay, so that's you. And you're kind of like pulled back from the flowers. It's kind of like they scare you, or you're and so this is somebody in your past who has told you. It could have been a teacher, a parent, a peer. You might have just told yourself that. You read it in a book and you believed it, whatever it might be. Okay, but this is where somebody has said, you shouldn't, you mustn't, you can't. What makes you entitled? What makes you so special? You should be seen and not heard. Nobody wants to listen to your point of view. You'll never amount to anything. So essentially, those flowers are not for you. Don't go near them. You'll break them. They'll all die if you go anywhere near them, even breathe on them. They're not for you. And here comes this angel, this guide, to stand next to you and say, these have been meant for you this whole time. This is the path. That's why you had that calling. That's why you had that belief, that yearning for that experience, that path, that adventure, that opportunity. So yeah, it's breaking through the glass ceiling. Right now, there is the only limitations that are in place right now are the limitations that you allowed to be in place. Maybe you've put them there yourself, or you've allowed other people to put them there. Essentially, your glass ceiling, and it's time to break free. It's time to break through that glass ceiling and go where you have always wanted to go. Step into the adventure, the opportunity, the relationship, the way of life. And the Tower card. So I just said breaking through the glass ceiling, and look what's happening to that glass ceiling. It's exploding. So if there's anything here today that you need to take away for our weekend, it's where we understand how we are going to go into the unknown with a strength, with a determination, with a knowing that this path is meant for me. This path is meant for me because I have felt it in my heart. I've grown passion for it, anticipation, hope. And maybe I have very rough skills at this point. Maybe I need to hone my skills. Maybe I need to go back to school and learn something. Maybe I need to find a mentor. Maybe I just need more hours. Maybe I need to get the courage to ask for that promotion, ask for a date, ask for what you want, what you need. We're very bad to ask for the things that we truly need in our life. And when we need help and it shows up, we usually turn it away. And that is not, going back to this card, that is not, acceptable right now. This is where when people show up to help, you say thank you. And you tell them exactly what you need to get done. And it is, think about the times that people have asked you for their help. And boy, oh boy, you gave them, a couple hours of your time, maybe whatever you did for them. And they are so thankful. And I mean, you walk away from that situation, you feel like $1 million. So why would you take away the opportunity for them to feel like $1 million by allowing them to help you in some way? The Tower card is here to tell us that it's okay for things to change in our life. It's okay for the earthquake to happen, the line, right? All of a sudden there's a crevice from the yesterday to the today and the tomorrow. And one we need in order to go forward. To put that closure, to put that ending on things. I know we're in new moon energy, but we can't get much traction in any new moon energy if we are hanging on to our yesterdays so dearly, so tightly. Okay, let's go to our oracle cards here. Nature's Whispers. Oh my gosh. How many cards? So there's 2 there, so we're going to go with them. 31 and 32. Now you know how many times I've shuffled this deck, but For them to go in a series like that, that's unbelievable. Here's our 2 cards. So I will read each one and hold each one up. It's funny, I was hearing 2 cards, and I thought they wanted me to pick 2 more cards. But 2 cards were coming out. That's what they were trying to tell me. Where is our book? I'm all flustered here. Okay, 31. Be spontaneous. Sometimes we just think it too much. We overthink it, right? So maybe it's time to just allow ourselves to take that step and see what happens. When we are busy, rushing, stressed, worried, overwhelmed, it's easy to lose track of the simple things in our world that bring us joy. This is a huge nudge to remember to create fun, rediscover enthusiasm, fascination through adventure, through spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings, observing the importance of life, living it to its fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure of it and see where life takes you. Okay, so we'll go to the second card, which is trust in your own understanding. The information you are receiving is reliable and accurate. Look deeply into the situation before making commitments. You have the foresight and ability to discern that there is more there than meets the eye. Everything will be revealed at the appropriate time. Don't feel the need to prove yourself. Be patient. Allow things to unfold as they will. Trust in your own observations and knowledge. They hold your truth. It almost sounded at the beginning like they were contradicting each other. One was saying, hey, just go for it and have some fun. And the other one is like, look deeply into the situation before making any commitments. So, if somebody's showing up and they're going, I can make you $1 million. It'll only take you 7 days, an hour a day. Are you in? It's going to cost this much for the startup. Of course, I'll get a hold of you in the near future and let you know how that's all going to work. And you don't just say, okay, here's my money, sign me up, that's great. No, you would investigate it a little bit, right? The spontaneity might be that you're actually giving it some thought. And giving it some thought is a good thing all the time. You'll see the pitfalls. You'll see where the tripwires are. You'll see maybe where if it sounded too good to be true, it was too good to be true. You might find that you've tripped over this golden nugget. So we do want to put some thought into even our spontaneous events, right? If we're going to go hiking, well, if we're wearing high heels and a sequin dress, we need to think about that a little bit, don't we? We might want to put on some good shoes and appropriate clothing for the hike, right? So we're just not going to jump into things, okay? That might be a little outlandish what I said, but in all honesty, we just don't ever just jump into things. I mean, that's just foolhardy, and we've learned in our lives that, foolhardy doesn't get us too far for too long, ever. So it is about recognizing the potential of the situation and then seeing if it works with you, if it reflects where you want to go, what you want to step into, what you want to try for the very first time. We'll get an animal card here. So check out that video of Pluto and the Sun moving into Aquarius. I've given you a little bit of history of the last time it went in, a little overview of everything, and then, of course, your sun signs and how it will affect each and every one of you over the next 20 years or so. Okay, our animal this weekend is the ladybug, bringing in good luck. Okay, bring it nice and clear, please. Thank you. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving, colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. Get excited about having fun, enjoying yourself. When you do that, watch your luck start to raise just a little bit, okay? It's telling you to step into the experience. People are going, oh, Pluto's moving, and, Pluto is death and rebirth. And yeah, Pluto is, right? And that's what the whole planet is about, right? The death and rebirth of things, right? You plant a seed in the ground, the tree grows, it drops the seeds, more new trees grow, and eventually that tree breaks down and helps to create the ecosystem for all of its generations that it's planted so far to grow with a strength. So it's okay to allow the new experiences in. We have this human instinct, and it's there to save us, right? It's to save us from the saber-toothed tiger. Okay, that fight and flight. But the problem is, in today's world, there's so many issues going on in each and everyone's lives. And then you pick up the newspaper, you go online, you hear about all these other things that are happening, and it builds stress in our lives. And so we are always in that fight or flight mode, and we need to learn how to unplug ourselves from that and start experiencing life. Instead of experiencing fear, you start to experience the anticipation of the tomorrow. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.